You crack through the shell and fall out onto the forest floor somewhere in New Zealand. Your mother left weeks ago right after she laid the egg, but your father stayed behind to watch you hatch, and now he stands a few steps away without helping as you try to stand on legs that are too long for your body. You stumble forward and fall sideways into the leaves. Then you push up again with your oversized feet gripping the dirt, forcing yourself upright. He turns and walks toward a patch of ferns without looking back, so you follow behind him, wobbling with each step. Then a weka bursts from the bushes and charges straight at you with its beak open wide. You freeze, but he lunges between you and drives it back with a sharp kick to its chest. The weka hisses once, then runs back into the bushes. He moves deeper into the ferns and stops at a spot where the soil looks soft. He drives his beak into the ground and pulls out a long earthworm, swallowing it in one motion. So you step closer and push your beak down into the dirt until you hit something soft and moving. You pull up and an earthworm comes out with it, so you swallow it whole. That's your first proper meal. He starts digging again in a different spot, so you find your own patch nearby and stab your beak down. A beetle larva comes up this time. You eat it fast, then keep digging for more. The forest is dark now, but he keeps moving through the ferns without slowing down, so you stay close behind, stabbing at every patch of loose soil you pass. He'll protect you for now, but soon, he'll leave too, and you'll need to know how to find food on your own. You're 2 weeks old now. Your legs work properly and you can keep up with your father as he moves through the forest. One morning, he leads you to a rotting log and starts tearing bark away with his beak. Hundreds of hoo-hoo beetle larvae wriggle underneath in the soft wood, so you stab at them with your beak and eat several quickly. Then you wander too far from him, moving toward a different log on your own. You start pulling at the bark, trying to find more larvae, but then something drops silently from the branches above and grabs your back with its talons. It's a moorpork owl. You thrash violently and kick with your strong legs breaking free from its grip. Then you sprint back toward your father with the owl following overhead. He hears the commotion and rushes out from behind the log, stamping the ground hard with his feet. The owl circles twice above you, then flies away into the trees. A few hours later, you're digging near a patch of ferns when you catch movement in the corner of your eye. You turn and see a jungle fowl scratching through the leaves nearby. You lower your body and move toward it slowly, trying to stay quiet. But you step on a dry twig and it snaps. The bird's head shoots up and it starts running, so you give up and go back to digging for worms instead. The forest is full of things that hunt at night. Your legs saved you once from the owl, but next time you might not hear them coming, and your father won't always be close enough to help. Skip forward a bit, and you're 3 months old now. Your father stopped calling for you at night, and his scent trail faded from the territory. You're alone now, digging through leaf litter under the ferns looking for food. You catch something rotting in the air and follow it to a dead possum covered in maggots. So you start feeding on them, stabbing your beak deep into the body. Then another young kiwi comes out from the opposite side, also feeding on the same carcass. You both freeze and stare at each other for a moment. Then you lunge forward with your beak swinging at its head. It dodges and kicks back hard, catching your chest with its claws. So you kick again, landing a blow to its side that makes it stumble backward. The fight only lasts a few seconds before it turns and runs into the bushes. You finish feeding alone, then move to a different section of forest to avoid running into it again. A few nights later, you're digging near a fallen tree when you find a hole in the trunk. You push your beak inside and pull out several soft grubs, but then you hear movement behind you. You turn and see a weka moving toward you with its head low. It's bigger than you remember from when you were a chick. You stand your ground and spread your legs wide, making yourself look larger. The weka stops for a moment, then takes another step forward. So you kick at the ground hard, sending dirt flying toward it. The weka turns and walks away into the ferns. You've defended your food once, but there are older kiwis here, bigger and stronger, and they won't back down as easily. You're 8 months old now. You're digging near a hole in a tree, pulling grubs from the soft wood with your beak. Then a stoat comes out from the roots, low and fast with its eyes locked on you. It lunges at your neck, but you twist away and it clamps onto your shoulder instead. So you kick backward with both legs, throwing it off balance and making it lose its grip. But the stoat recovers quickly and starts circling you, trying to get behind your head. You back into the hole in the tree, limiting the angles it can attack from. Then it rushes again, coming straight at your face. But you stab downward with your beak and pierce its side. The stoat lets out a sharp cry and runs back into the bushes, leaving a blood trail behind. You stand still for a moment with your shoulder bleeding where it bit you. Then you move to a stream nearby and wade into the shallow water, letting it wash over the wound. The cold water slows the bleeding down. After a while, you climb back out and start digging in the mud near the bank. Your beak pushes deep into the soft ground and pulls out an eel, thick and slippery. You've never caught one before, so you pin it down with your foot and tear into it with your beak, swallowing chunks quickly. That's the biggest meal you've had in weeks. The eel came from the stream, and streams mean more food, so you'll come back here tomorrow night. You're 2 years old now. You've grown larger with your beak longer and your legs thick with muscle. You begin marking a section of forest by rubbing against tree trunks and kicking soil, leaving your scent behind on everything you pass. One evening you hear another kiwi calling nearby. a high-pitched whistle that echoes through the trees, so you respond with your own call, moving closer toward the sound. Then you see it's a female, smaller than you but mature, scratching at the base of a tree fern looking for food. She doesn't run when you get closer, just continues digging like you're not even there. So you move parallel to her, keeping some distance but staying within sight. She stops digging and looks at you for a moment, then goes back to pulling worms from the soil. You start digging in your own spot a few steps away, finding grubs under the roots. After a while, she calls again, but softer this time, then walks deeper into the territory. So you follow her without thinking twice about it. She leads you to a burrow hidden under thick ferns and crawls inside it. You wait outside for a moment, then she comes back out and starts digging near the entrance. So you help her, using your beak to clear away loose dirt and dead leaves from around the opening. You work together until the entrance is wider and easier to access. That night, you both sleep near the burrow, close enough that you can hear her breathing next to you. She's let you into her space without a fight. That means something. But holding territory together means defending it together, and soon, something will test whether you can. You're 4 years old now. You've mated with the female and she's laid an egg in the burrow you both dug together. One night, you hear heavy footsteps moving fast toward where your mate is guarding the entrance. Then another male Kiwi calls out from somewhere close, his voice loud and challenging. So you charge toward the sound, calling back aggressively to warn him off. But he doesn't leave. Instead, he calls again and keeps moving closer to the burrow where the egg is hidden. Then you see him. He's larger than most Kiwis you've fought before, pushing through the undergrowth straight toward your mate. You collide with him hard, your beaks stabbing at each other while your legs kick wildly in the chaos. He's stronger than you expected. His kicks land heavy against your chest, making you stumble backward. But you bite down on his leg and twist it hard, forcing him off balance. He pulls free and kicks again, catching your side and knocking you into a tree trunk. You recover quickly and lunge at him again, this time aiming for his neck. Your beak connects and draws blood. He backs up a few steps, then charges one more time with his head low, but you sidestep and kick his ribs as he passes. That's when he stops fighting. He turns and runs back into the ferns with his calls fading into the distance. You walk back to the burrow where your mate is still standing guard over the egg. She doesn't move from her spot even when you get close. The egg is safe for now, but your mate will leave once it hatches, and you'll be the one left to guard the chick alone against everything that hunts in these forests. Skip forward a bit, and you're 5 years old now. Your mate left days after the chick hatched, so now you guard it alone near the burrow. The chick follows you while you dig for food, stumbling on clumsy legs just like you did when you were born. You lead it to a patch of soft soil and stab your beak down, pulling out worms to show it how to find them. So the chick copies you, pushing its beak into the ground until it catches its first worm and swallows it quickly. Then you hear movement behind a fallen log nearby. A feral cat appears, crouched low and moving toward the chick with its eyes locked on target. So you step between them fast and spread your stance wide, making yourself look as large as possible. The cat stops for a moment, watching you, but then it lunges sideways, trying to circle around you to reach the chick behind you. So you kick forward hard with your claws raking across its face, drawing blood from above its eye. The cat yowls and jumps backward, shaking its head. Then it tries again, coming at you from a different angle, but you kick again, this time catching its shoulder and knocking it off balance. The cat stumbles, then turns and runs into the forest with its tail low. You stand still for a moment, then turn back to the chick. It's pressed against the base of a tree, not moving, so you walk over and nudge it gently with your beak. It starts moving again, following you back towards safer ground where the ferns are thicker. More cats are moving through the forest every year. You've driven one off, but they hunt in ways Kiwis don't understand, and one day your kicks might not be enough. You're 12 years old now. You're digging alone during the day, stabbing your beak into the damp soil searching for grubs. Then you hear something moving fast through the ferns behind you. But before you can turn around, a dog crashes through the bushes and grabs you by the side with its jaws clamping down hard. It shakes you violently, whipping your body back and forth with your legs kicking wildly in the air. You manage to strike its face with your claws, scratching near its eye. So the dog drops you for a second, giving you just enough time to try standing up. But then it lunges again, this time biting down on your neck and holding you there. You kick again, your legs thrashing against its chest, but the grip doesn't loosen. Your legs start slowing down, then they stop moving completely. The dog releases you and sniffs your body once, turning you over with its nose. Then it hears voices calling from somewhere in the distance, so it turns and runs back through the forest toward the sound, leaving you lying in the ferns with blood soaking into the leaves around you. Your body stays still where it fell. The forest continues without you, the same way it always has. Life as a kiwi bird might be rough, but there's another animal out there that has it way worse. Trust me, it's wild. Check out the video and see for yourself.